board. Yeah.
We get two.
Ask Mary Ellen, she'll know.
Special.
Because you know what? Once you save it, Mike, you forget it. You know? All right. He's not coming tonight. He's not able to come. Okay, so just want to welcome everyone to the Monday, August 3rd Town of Monroe Board Meeting. Appreciate your attendance here. If we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. A couple announcements to make. So for starters, the sound system, you have two mics in front of you tonight. The reason being, we're having an issue getting the relay from the, George, what is that box called down there?
Calculator.
The what?
Calculator.
No, what is it called? No, I wasn't going to say it. I knew it wasn't that.
Calculator?
Yeah, that's what he says. So there's a box down there that where all the wires feed into, and out of that box, it runs into the equipment in George's office, and something's not going right. Initially, it went through. He's worked on it for weeks, and we're going to be probably calling Core BTS if what transpires tomorrow doesn't fix the problem.
Is that why Channel 22, there was no sound at the last meeting?
Yeah, that's part of the reason. The sound wasn't good on Channel 22.
Okay.
And we cleaned it up.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fine in here, but Channel 22 is the issue. Okay, a couple of announcements tonight. So the census, the New York Census, I'm going to throw some percentages out there. These are the percentages of the responses received for the census through 7/31. In the United States, it's 62.8%. In New York State, it's 58.5%. In the county, 61.6% have responded. Village of Harriman is 61.5%. Village of Monroe is 65.4%, and the town of Monroe is 66%. So I'm just pleading to all our residents to make sure that you respond to the census in a timely manner. We obviously need to be as close to 100% as possible because there's a monetary benefit to doing so. A thank you goes out to Aiden Corrado. Val, you have that photo? Aiden completed his Eagle Scout project. He ended up doing picnic tables that were placed at O&R Park. Aiden is the third one from the right. That's his dad with what looks like a star on his shirt, kind of in the middle, just to Aiden's left, or Aiden's right. He's left on the picture. Two helpers to the right. Emery Morris and myself. He did 10 tables. 6 of them were regular picnic tables. 4 of them were handicap accessible. And as you can see in the photo, there's a little plaque there that designates what the project was, who did it, and the troop. If you could put the other photo up there. So this past week, and I'm doing this because they really like the setting, so it just goes to show you what A.J. Roberts' project did for Town Hall. So there were 2 scholar athletes in Rockland County, Orange County, Pop Warner Football League from the Monroe area. Vincent Quintana on the left, and Marissa Weinberg in the center. So it was, they did a little photo up there this past Wednesday night. And then last announcement, Harper's Smiles is getting ready to begin their annual school supply drive. This is their second one. They'll be collecting supplies to assist families in Orange and Rockland counties who are in need of them. They have a Facebook page, it's called Harper's Smiles. And later this week, there's gonna be details on that website where to drop off these supplies, as well as a link to order directly from Amazon. They'll be sharing pickup and contact information for those families who need it, need those supplies, and we will have a drop-off site here in Town Hall, in the lobby, not inside, so people will just come in. They'll have a box or something set up to accommodate anyone who wants to drop off supplies. Okay, can I get a motion to open up our town board meeting?
I'll make the motion to open the meeting.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to open up the public hearing to amend the zoning ordinance for Monroe and Inninger LLC. Need a second?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Anyone sign up to speak?
No.
No? Okay. So, I'll make a motion to keep open the continuation of the public hearing regarding the petition to amend the zoning ordinance for Monroe and Inninger LLC. And I will do that at 7 p.m. on September 21st.
August 31st?
No, I'm gonna go, yeah, August 31st, next meeting, but
Okay.
we're gonna skip it. We'll go to September 21st.
Okay.
Which I believe is the next meeting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay, so moved. Okay, we need to approve the general fund abstract. And that abstract is abstract number 20-20 for $651,886.06. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Then we have an escrow account, and that escrow account number is abstract 20-10, containing checks 1919-1920, and those total $8,052.80.
I'll make a motion to pay those.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Seconded by Councilman Scancarello. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Okay, item 6.1 is,
Hey, Mr. Supervisor? before
Yes.
I jump there, I just, with the public hearings, were we supposed to, open the public hearing for the, chapter 57? I know we left it up, we have it open until the 31st, but were we doing anything with that tonight, or?
no, I believe we scheduled it, unless there's something you want to talk about.
No, I just
We're
want to
still,
make sure that we're
I
not.
mean, we're still allowed to hold off. We
That's
scheduled it.
closed.
What? The public hearing's closed.
Public hearing is closed. You voted at the last meeting to close it.
The public hearing and well, I know we adopted the FEIS, I just want to make sure that we close
Article
it.
14 is open, but not
Okay,
Okay.
chapter
all right, just want to make sure that we're not
No, believe me, Jen,
All right.
me, and Val,
I mean, I was here, but that was not your pretty busy meeting.
we were juggling like 6 of them at one time, so we're always double checking.
We had that, two other public hearings that night. All right, just want to make sure we're good with that, so.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. Always, I don't mind. We check on each other, that's fine. So, this is item 6.1, the Lakeview Drive account consolidation. And this is to move cash and consolidate Lakeview Drive funds. I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little up in the air on this, because I didn't notice this until this evening. but it's basically transferring money from account V001-02-01 to SM10-0201. And the amount is $5,173.53. This has been going on since before 2012.
Oh,
No,
Is this a,
It's a re,
building escrow, or
it,
what is
it
this?
was a cash savings and it was a reserve fund
It's
for Lakeview Drive.
Supervisor, it's from when the road district was formed years ago.
It
I
was,
believe that,
okay.
yeah,
Road
because the
district.
Lakeview Drive was a road district. We have a
Oh,
road
okay.
district.
Which is what we're looking to do.
A long time
Wall.
ago,
Okay,
long time ago.
okay. All right, so I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Item 7.1 is dial-a bus. They want to transfer from account A56304304, which is a fuel account, and the amount is $7,455. They want to transfer that to an equipment account, which is A5630-2000, same amount. And the reason for that transfer is they had purchased door barriers for the buses from the COVID situation. So,
I'll second for discussion.
okay,
Since it is for COVID, can this possibly be put up for reimbursement later on?
this has already been put up for reimbursement through
Okay.
FEMA.
All right, then fine, thank you.
Yep. We're guaranteed 75% reimbursement, we're hoping to get the other 25. Okay, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Next up is the acceptance of minutes of July 13th, 2020. Anyone like to make a
I'll
motion?
make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Changes, alterations, corrections? I don't know, Val, you're getting to be perfect. There's no changes, alterations, or corrections. No Crocodile Rock going on in there. All right, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Next up is a bond resolution for the acquisition of heavy-duty vehicles. So with the fact that the town got a AA bond rating, Highway has two vehicles that are in dire need of replacement. One is a dump, and not a tandem for plowing, and the other is a pickup truck. I'll let John talk on it. but
Basically, it's a mason dump,
Yeah, the mason dump.
a two-ton vehicle, and it's a, whatever will go with a state bid, so, I mean, we're not at that process yet. And a pickup truck that is now out of service, so.
Yeah, yeah, so, the cost to refurbish or repair these presently, for the pickup at least, I'm sorry, for the dump truck, was somewhere between like 5,000 and 7,000.
And what year are those, John, if you know?
Offhand, I'm gonna have to say, let's see, 2017, probably '01,
Yeah,
maybe '04.
they've run their course.
Yeah, the
Now-
pickup truck is actually out of service. We can't even drive that no more, and trust me, Robbie Marsh got as long as he can get it with that thing.
Well, I mean, you know, we were talking and we were thinking we would be able to get somewhere between 10 to 15,000 for both of them combined.
Yeah, we'll put them out on Auctions International and hope for the best. I would think the Mason dump, it still runs, it's just, in need of repairs, and I think you should be able to get close to 10 grand for it, I think. I mean, you know, see how the market is and see how people are buying, you know, that, they do buy them, and they come
Yeah.
get them, so.
I mean, we nixed the two tandems we were anticipating buying this year, you know, with what's going on.
Supervisor,
Yes,
do we also want to put them out for surplus, those two trucks tonight, so he can put them out?
I could put them out for surplus tonight, sure, that would be great if you want to. And we could put them on the webpage very shortly.
you're not gonna need,
I can get by without the one Mason dump.
okay, that's what I just wanna make sure, okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, so.
Mr. Supervisor, what was our
I just
rating
don't have,
previous?
I don't have the information. You'll need the exact date, so you can put the two, I guess,
like to
two
know.
vehicles out for surplus, and I'll get you all the, Mary
Yeah.
Ellen, all the information.
Okay, say that again?
What was our rating previously? The last, is it checked every year?
No, bond ratings are not done unless you have audits for at least a 2-year period. So prior to this bond rating, I don't, Mary Ellen, you might be able, I mean, I went back to 13 and there was, no bond rating. Do you ever remember a bond rating?
Years ago, not in the recent years.
Was it anywhere where it is now, or no?
Oh, I don't remember.
I would
couldn't
imagine it
honestly answer
wasn't.
that, but it's been a long time, okay? I do know that.
Let's
and
put it to this way, so with S&P Global's bond rating, those ratings are based on, obviously a multitude of aspects of your financials. It's based on what they actually review your minutes and see if there's a cohesiveness with respect to the board. They'll get into, they got into personal questions with Helen, myself, and Roberta. No, just with respect to our philosophy, what our plans were, so, I mean, let's put it this way. We had, the initial rating that came out was a AA-, and in the report, they had listed the fact that Palm Tree had succeeded from the town, but they didn't take out the population. So the population was showing 44,000 people. When Noah Nadelson from Unistat and myself reviewed it, I questioned it, and he said, yeah, that's not right, let's see what happens. And you guys got the emails. I was shocked as you were.
Yeah,
They upped it to a AA. AAA is really only reserved for townships such as East Hampton, West Hampton, Southampton.
Okay.
Because when you look at the 110 school districts that are in Long Island, there's only 3 of them with AAA ratings. Those are schools, and that's out there. So.
Well, hats off to you, Helen and Roberta, for that. That's a great job.
Yeah,
It really
and
is.
listen, in addition to them, the town employees have been really good in, keeping a stranglehold on their budgets and making sure that everybody works under budget.
I always told you I wanted to go Christmas shopping with you.
Yeah.
It's great. Great job.
Thanks.
There's been a great amount of control put on the spending process that were not there years past, and that's testament to the leadership and management here at Town Hall. That's a good thing.
Very good thing.
Sets us up well for the future.
Yes.
Dire predictions for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the separation of Palm Tree about us being,
Finished.
just basically standing out in the corner with a tin cup begging for money.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Not at all.
And AA is, as good as it gets here in Orange County.
Yeah, that's what the county's rating is.
Yeah, we're better than the counties.
What's that?
So we're better than the counties. Just
All right, so we have that motion to authorize acquisition of heavy-duty vehicles for use by the Town of Monroe Highway Department, stating that the estimated maximum cost thereof is $100,000, appropriating said amount for such purposes, and authorizing the issuance of bonds of the town in the principal amount of not to exceed $100,000 to finance said appropriation. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay, so moved.
All right, should we make a motion for the surplus of those 2 trucks?
Go ahead, Mary.
All right, I'll make a motion to surplus the dump truck and the pickup truck for the highway department.
Both Chevy built.
The 2 Chevy trucks.
Okay, and you could get us the years.
I will get Mary Ellen everything that she needs.
All right,
Okay, with years to be supplied by the highway superintendent.
okay, I'll second that. Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Okay, Councilman McGinn, do you want to go over the amendment to chapter 57 of the town code to prohibit transient housing and the combination thereof.
Yeah, I mean, we started talking about this a while ago. We started talking about the rental registration law because for a number of reasons, we were concerned with the fact that houses were being bought strictly for the strictly to be rented in residential neighborhoods without, and that could have a bad effect with having a transient population coming in and out of those residences at times, and we had received complaints from residents about it. We also have received complaints about shorter term housing, what you would typically see with like Airbnb and VRBO and things like that, or vendors like that, companies like that. And so we took a look at our code and spoke with our legal counsel and determined that in our best interest to amend our code so that we tighten that up a bit, especially the rental registration law, because it just kind of seemed that it was very loose and there was no controls and nothing that the town could do to kind of address some of these complaints that we were getting. So I think we should set a public hearing for that, maybe on the 31st. Is that too early, or you want to go for September?
Well, I have some questions on this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bungalows.
All right, wait. Before we get into details of it.
Okay.
This is a draft, so the next move would be to set the public hearing, and then, and correct me if I'm wrong,
No,
Counsel.
you're correct, Mr. Supervisor. So today in front of the board is just the draft local law, and the board is just asked to schedule the public hearing, and at that time, we can solicit public comment and make changes to definitions. if
Right,
needed.
but if we change it substantially, we'll have to have another public hearing.
Yeah, of course, and
Yeah.
you can always
Right.
continue that public hearing if the board isn't ready to make a decision on whether to adopt the law at the next meeting or whenever the public hearing is set. So at that time, you can continue it for additional comments or publish an updated draft at that point too.
Okay.
And Mary, actually, I spoke to Mr. Nugent today, and rather than have two separate local laws, one that dealt with, transient housing or transient rentals like Airbnb and VRBO and some of those other companies, and then have a separate rental law, if we could just consolidate those into one and have the short-term rental properties as a separate subdivision in that local law. So it's gonna have to come to us in that revised fashion anyway.
Okay, because, yeah, I didn't see it, and,
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
that's-
and that's why I didn't want to necessarily have a public hearing, then we do a revision, and then we have another public hearing, and then,
Yeah.
I
I know, when I saw that, I said it would be a good idea just to consolidate them into one so we don't have not competing, but what might be contradictory from two different laws, and
Right.
he agreed. So basically, I mean, we could still set the public hearing for, do you want to make,
Yeah, the 31st?
August.
want to do the 31st, or is that
Yeah.
going to give,
Yeah,
like, give you guys enough time to get that together and consolidate the two proposals, or two draft proposals?
Yeah, of course, that's plenty of time,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, great. So we'll make it for the,
plenty of time for
Yeah.
Mr. Collins. Brian might have an issue.
yeah, all right. JK, I know you're on.
Yeah, no.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we schedule a public hearing for August 31st for a draft of a local law that deals with those two issues.
I'll second it.
Transient housing and rental registrations.
7 PM or as soon thereafter?
7 PM or as soon after.
This will be proposed local law number 3 of 2020,
Okay.
okay?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Begin, I.
Okay, so moved. We need a motion to have the supervisor sign the CDBG municipal agreement with Orange County for the Town Hall ADA improvements The CDBG funded amount is $85,000.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Can I,
So moved. Item 9.4, what I'd like to do with that is table that. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm sorry, no, my mistake. Mary Ellen, this has got to do with you.
This is the State Archives has updated the retention schedule for records, for municipalities, for school districts. It's a very large upgrade in the retention schedule. This has been out there for 2 years, and I am thrilled to finally see it come to fruition. So in order for us to use that retention schedule, the town has to adopt this resolution. And it'll be effective January 1st. So all it's saying is that we are going to the town of Monroe, follow the New York State guidelines for the retention schedule.
Okay. So, I will read the, now therefore be it resolved that all whereas clauses are hereby incorporated by reference as those set forth in full herein. Number 2, the town board hereby adopts the LGS 1 for use by all officers of the town in legally disposing of valueless records listed therein and in accordance with Article 57-A. Number 3, only those records will be disposed of that are described in retention and disposition schedule of New York local government records or LGS-1 after they have met the minimum retention periods described therein. Number 4, only those records will be disposed of that do not have sufficient administrative, fiscal, legal, or historical value to merit retention beyond established legal minimum periods. And number 5, this resolution shall be effective immediately. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Bingham. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
can I,
Okay. So moved. All right. Water District fee schedule, Councilwoman Bingham has put in a lot of time with this.
It's not only for the fee schedule, but also the cross-connection fee, which was local law 1, I believe, of this year. So, yes, Mary Ellen's nodding her head. So we have a new list. I just want to find my place in my schedule here. It's a new fee schedule dated August 3rd. As I said, the cross-connection is going to be under the building inspector. The initial application will be $200. The yearly renewal fee will be $50. We're taking from the Highway Department the administrative fee per user. That was number Roman numeral 9. That's being struck out because now under town, the town board, we're adding a number 3, administrative fee as listed below for each water district per user per billing cycle to pay for the administrative costs associated with the water billing. Water District 1, Dry Hill, $15. Water District 2, Horizon Heights, $20. Water District 7, Orico Terrace, $15. Water District 8, Hoflis is $35. Water District 10, Post Road, $15. Water District 12, Monroe Hills, $15. Water District 14, Orchard Hills, $10. Water District 15, Smith Farms, $35. Water District 17, Old Country Road, it's not applicable to have any fees because they're being administered by Kira Stroll. Then number 4, water rents, which are the water rates. The following rents are per 1,000 gallons except for Water District 14, which has a quarterly flat rate. Water District 1, Rye Hills, $13. Water District 2, Horizon Heights is $4. Water District 7, Arico Terrace is $13. Water District 8, Hopeless, $13. Water District 10, $13. Water District 12, Monroe Hills, $10. Water District 14, Orchard Hills, which is $160 per quarter, flat rate, as they have no meters.
166.
Excuse me, yes, $166 per quarter. Water District 14, Smith Farms, $13, and Water District 17, Old Country Road, that's considered as an not applicable, not because it's an outside water district, again, because it's being administered and maintained by Kirstrol. So you have some discussion. You want to know what they were getting before or after. I have to take into consideration what reserves these districts have, where they need repairs. A lot of the districts do need repairs. Pete from the Highway Department was nice enough to take some very detailed photos of some of the places that need work. There's a lot of maintenance that has to be done because it hasn't been done for years. So I don't know if George can get that. And then just have a few more on the back. And it's everything from like replacing the roof on a pump house to actually doing major work with piping in some of the pump houses. Holding tanks and even possibly a new well might need to be done in one of the water districts. So we have to start building up the reserves to pay for some of these repairs. Otherwise, the districts are going to be in trouble like Water District 12 was for many years. So, gentlemen, any questions?
If I may, to the board, as you consider this, one thing that you should also consider is trying to keep the fees maybe consistent across the board. It is a board decision, but you don't want to walk into some sort of unequal treatment across the board, the districts. So that's something to consider. And also administratively, it could just be simpler and more a fair approach to keep it consistent across the board. So it's something to consider for the board.
You're talking about the administrative fee?
Right.
That's correct.
Fees in general.
Okay.
Well, as far as the administrative fees, in years past, some of the districts were paying $0. Some of the districts are paying $10, and two of the districts which are staying at $35, you know, there were only two districts that had a fee at $35 for the administrative fee. And I could definitely understand from an administrative point for the finance department just to plug in one number, $35. I can understand that. On the other hand, some of the districts don't need as much money in their reserve fund as others do. So maybe in a year or 2 or 3 years down the line, maybe we'd have to revise this again and knock it down from $35, if that's what the pleasure of the board is, down to $10. You know, that's always an option as well.
I just have one quick question. So we're not charging any administrative fees for 17 Old Country Road?
Right, because the village of Kirstrol is doing the billing, the readings,
Yeah,
everything.
We have no hand in that.
We have no hand in it whatsoever, correct?
Unless somebody doesn't pay their water bill, that's when it comes into play with us.
And that would be a tax levy.
Enforcement mechanism for, so we're able to throw it on their taxes, kind of?
We're able to draw on their taxes, and I think our end is $125 that we get, if that happens, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know I spoke to you beforehand, Mary. I kind of agree on the administrative fee being consistent throughout all the water districts. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. And I know you were basing it on reserves, but when I look at it, so like for example, Water District 8 is a $35 fee.
And it was $35.
It was.
They've always paid $35.
Right, no, I understand that, but their reserves are 93,606.
Right, but they're gonna lose about 48,000 because of the water tank issue they had. So that reserve is gonna drop to almost half.
Right, no, I understand that. but
Right.
Let me finish. But then when you go to Water District 10 and 12, Water District 10 has $31,600 in it, and Water District 12 has $27,178 in it, and they're at 15.
Well,
My thinking is, if your fund balances are low, then your administrative fee should be higher, because you want to build up that fund balance.
right,
That said, I'm not relating that administrative fee to fund balance, because that administrative fee is for us to administer the bills
Right.
and everything.
right. And that's where, the second part, which are the water rents. So, again, people who use more water are causing more wear and tear on the equipment. So we're hoping by raising the rates, the water rents, excuse me, that the reserves can be built up.
Now, my only hesitation with the water rents, and you're spot on there, so you spoke to the village on their increase?
Yeah, I didn't get a definitive answer from them,
Okay,
so,
I was told it's gonna be somewhere in the neighborhood of at least 20%.
yeah,
So when the present rates, which are 1088, go out to $13.06, so that's if it's at 20%.
right.
I don't think we should implement these until the village makes a determination what those rates are, because I don't have to, change the fee again.
Well, we can hold on to this, till, but then again, too, we're not sure when exactly the village is going to increase those rents.
Within the next 2 months, I've been told.
Oh, okay, you got more information than I did when I spoke to the mayor.
Yeah, when is their budget,
Oh, their budget is done. It was done in,
so they're doing this as an after budget?
yeah, they're doing this as an after budget, item,
Okay.
because they're looking to improve the $1 million.
Oh,
The cost of it's $1 million or somewhere thereabouts
Cost of
to,
plant,
replace the main coming down from Monbassia. So, and then the other thing is, I don't want to lock in, obviously, that 166 per quarter flat rate for Orchard Hills, as long as, are we able to put some sort of caveat in there until such meters are installed, and then the rate would go to, whatever the rate of Water District 12. And the reason I say that is Water District 12 and Water District 15 are districts where the town provides the water from our wells.
Excuse me, that's Water District 14, not 15.
I'm sorry, yeah, 14 and 12, sorry. So 14 and 12, we provide the water,
But my only thing,
along with Water District 2.
my only, input with the administration fees would be, I could see them varying, especially based on the number of, residents in that, because really that's what your administration cost should come down to, how much it's costing us as a town to build, to do all the things we do. So it can, I can see it fluctuating in those circumstances where, like Rye Hill, like district, I think is 77 houses or maybe 85 houses or something like that.
I think it's in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, clearly that, and like I don't know how many houses are in Rico Terrace, but they're not,
About 10, I think.
yeah, it's much smaller. So anyway, that's maybe one way to consider, or one way you'd want to think about why there'd be a fluctuation in those administration fees. Smith Farms, on the other hand, is, I don't know what the number was. It's in hundreds, right?
181.
Yeah. So
Right, but
that's-
it's not all built out yet. It's only
Right.
less than 10 or about 10.
Yeah, I think it's 9.
So, yeah.
So to me.
So it takes a while to get to that 100 number, right?
But anyway, that's my kind of thoughts, is that maybe it should be based on the amount of, units in there, because that's really gonna dictate the amount of workforce, doing the work that's required to bill people and all the other administrative, tasks and duties related to it.
Yeah, as I said, I looked into how many users were in the district and what type of repairs are possibly needed in the future.
Yeah, and listen, I agree with you. I mean, I've been in that pump house, my pump house, Water District 1, and it's like long overdue.
Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah.
We were in there last week.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, there's more patches on that expansion tank than, I mean, it's in bad shape.
It's
And
ordered.
listen, I know a lot of it's been held off because it was
It's ordered.
supposed to be
There's,
done.
right.
It's ordered.
It is ordered?
Yeah.
The whole pump house or just the expansion tank? No, I'm just kidding.
No, 2 expansion tanks, right? Because the other one was offline.
Yes.
Well, one's been offline for quite a while.
Right.
Yeah,
When was the last time that was updated?
No, we're,
John?
90s?
John,
Before your time.
well, I mean, I was employed, but updated. I mean, there was patches since, Roy was there.
Yeah, and I know.
I mean, you can't keep putting Band-Aids on
No,
things
you can't.
and,
And I know one of the reasons was, when they build out the corridor, then the developer's supposed to pick up
Right.
relocation and.
well, that would be ideal and who knows when they're gonna develop. I mean, but that's,
And we've looked through the various resolutions, related to those properties since 2003, I think. And we even asked, I think,
Degree Housing, that's,
they couldn't find anything either. So I think that was one of those kind of like urban legends that, hey, when they come in, they're gonna do this. It was like wishful thinking on someone's part. And it was never put to paper or agreed to by anybody, so.
And 12 was also when
Yeah.
the developer will pay for it down the road, and
Right, yeah.
and we're
hasn't
doing
happened.
small things that we can do in-house,
Oh, I know.
And
Right.
especially if I have time, a rainy day or something like that, I'll send a couple guys and, matter of fact, we're gonna patch that one roof up on, Neptune area.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on 2, and so we are trying to accomplish, as much as we can without, I still have a highway to run too, and we all know that, and we have somebody we're, talking about very shortly, so.
It's been a lot better since.
Things are moving forward, but it's just, you know how it is, if you let it get dilapidated too far gone, trying to catch back up is
There's a lot harder.
Put up to modern standards with generators and all the other,
Yeah.
heaters
Right.
inside, so that you don't have freezing issues like we've had.
Oh.
Well, they should all be,
And there's one other thing, the testing that is done on these water systems, since they're municipal, we have to send out our test results to the county, and there's been changes. I don't know exactly what all the changes are, but it seems that the state wants more testing. So these tests are like hundreds of dollars, some of them as well, so we have to include that in the costs as well.
oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not cheap.
yeah. So do you want to wait until we hear from the village with the
Yeah.
only thing is, some of the districts, if they were paying $10.88 and they now go up to, $14, $15, people are gonna look at their water bill and say, what happened? So, I don't know if we wanna take that big of a hit right away, or do we?
I'm not
Oh,
gonna,
no,
I'm
we're
not
not.
gonna take a hit. If the village goes to 14, I'm not gonna pay $1 for somebody's water. I'm in the same boat.
Oh, you get village water too?
I get
Yeah,
village water, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't have a district.
right,
Brown Lake is not a district,
right.
But when I say I'm not gonna take that hit, I mean for the taxpayers here.
No,
I'll
I
pay whatever
understand that,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want the taxpayer to be supplementing somebody's water because they have water,
Exactly. Because that's been the complaint in years past, that the regular out-of-district people were paying for water districts, and now we're finally getting these water districts to be self-sufficient for the most part. We're not relying on the taxpayers. We've bonded things, we've made improvements, we're working in the right direction.
And we're probably gonna, by the end of the year, have to bond Orchard Hills,
Yeah,
because that's about $542,000 in the hole that we've paid for
yeah,
over, I can't even tell you how many years, so.
yeah.
And there's 61, well, there's 51 users with another 10 additional
That are in the district.
users that are in the district that don't, they're just vacant lots. So. All right, so yeah, let's just, we'll put it on the agenda for next
Okay,
meeting.
let everybody think about it, and,
Yeah. Thanks for the
Great
hard
work,
work here,
Mary.
Mary.
yeah, trying.
Awesome job getting there with this whole thing.
So that's for August 31st?
August 31st,
Right.
we'll just put it on the agenda.
Okay.
Can I make one suggestion? We do the cross-connection fee in the fee schedule? Or do you want to just wait for everything? Because it's not like I think anybody's going to the building inspector right now, so we'll
Yeah.
hold off on that as well?
Yeah, this way
Okay.
it's easier,
Okay.
all right? Okay. Let's see, item number 9.6, general code estimate.
This is an
Madam
estimate
Clerk?
from
Sorry.
General Code for our online e-code. We need to put our local law number 1 and 2 into the code, and they're saying it's going to be between $1,000 and $1,205 to update the code with the 2 new local laws. So, years ago, I used to have it in the budget and just sign off on it, but the prices have really gone up, so I prefer to bring this before the board and have the board approve it. So without doing this, our code doesn't get updated online, and it's just becomes stagnant, so.
Okay,
Right.
so you want approval? Is that
I'm
what you're
looking for approval to no more than $1,205.
Did you
Subject
have a
to.
specific line item you were?
This, believe it or not, this line item usually it falls under the town board. There should be codification, I believe, under, I know for years I used to go to Helen and say, I don't know the number, and it would be,
Yeah, she'll whip the number off,
yep,
just like that.
it's called codification.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get to the budget.
Okay, so that would come under account, so I'll make a motion to approve the general code revision for local laws 1-2020 and 2-2020 for an update to the town code, not to exceed $1,205, and that would come out of line item A 00080354140-00. Presently in that is $9,400.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Bingham. Any discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scarecrow, aye.
Okay, so moved. Mr. Sherney,
Yes.
heavy equipment operator.
So we did place the ad in the paper. Myself and you interviewed. And we came up with Mr. Tommy Raby, R-A-B-E-Y. He's a heavy equipment operator right now for the town of Blooming. He has a Class A CDL. He has a Class A, B, and C water license. And I think he would be a good fit for the highway department, and I would like permission to hire him. I believe, and was running late, so I never had a chance to grab the contract. I think it's $29.63 an hour in that area.
So that's for the first,
That's with the
yeah, but that's for the first 6 months?
first 6 months.
Let me just go grab the contract, just to be sure.
And this is a replacement position.
This is a replacement
Right,
for Mr.
right.
Chris Cox, whom went to town of Chester. And
Yeah, I especially like the fact he has all the licenses as well.
Yeah, that's important.
It's a big plus.
Chris had the license. He was leaving. He was one of our water guys. Well, one of our highway guys / water guys.
Right.
So I think it was very crucial that we replaced him with a.
Does he primarily do that up in Blooming Grove?
I
know
do
they
not
cross
believe
over.
he's primarily highway, just like he'll be here.
Yeah.
But he'll be, himself and Pete Barber will be our water go-to guys at that time. Once he gets on board, after approved, we'll get him training very quickly on the systems. And then, I know we're gonna have to sit down with Mary and Tony and discuss future endeavors.
How many years with the town of Blooming Grove?
I believe he was there 8, if I'm not mistaken, plus he worked town of Newburgh, if I'm not mistaken, in Cornwall. Newburgh, I believe he was running a 1 million gallon a day plant.
Wow.
So he's got some pretty good qualifications behind him.
How old is he, John?
He's 48, I believe. He has a daughter going to college.
I always like to know the age. It's good.
All right, so John, he's in HEO 1?
He would be an HEO 1, yes.
So the rate is 3502, but he starts out at what, 85% of that?
Correct.
Okay. So we'll make a motion to, let me just,
Who's got the calculator?
yeah, so I just want to make sure on that 85%.
6 months. Oh, yeah, that's right. Open the wall. Right.
John? I have a question, John.
Yes.
How soon would he be able to start? If we,
He will be looking to give a 2-week notice. I'm figuring probably end of August.
okay.
We'll work out the pay schedule, and then, once he gives us 2 weeks,
We'll
we'll roll right into the position. My apologies, I usually have that stuff with me.
That's all right, we'll find it.
Do we want to just make it at a rate that's consistent with the contract or?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, I just, so the contract,
He has the contract. Yeah, it's in the
Want to
contract.
make the motion already or no?
No.
I,
I'll make a motion that we, in the interest of time, that we approve the hiring of the gentleman that was mentioned by John, Thomas Raby, for the HEO position, the open HEO position for the highway department, at an hourly rate that is consistent with the contract, and then, that's my motion.
I'll second.
okay, just so, all right, so it's 2977, which is
Oh,
what
so
it-
that
Oh,
is-
which it comes
it's,
to.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'll amend
it's-
that to make it at
it's-
a rate of
it's-
29.77.
Well, it's 3502,
Right, that's 85%,
but 85% for new hires,
that's 6 months.
yep.
Okay.
So what was the rate, Tony?
3502,
3502
After 6 months.
after 6 months.
2977.
no, wait, hold on, no.
For that.
No, so the contract, just so, yeah, the probation period is 6 months. The contract is 7% of difference after 1 year employment and the balance on the employee's 2-year anniversary date. That's what the contract is. Yeah. All right? Okay,
Great, thank you.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
So moved.
It'll be a good fit. I just got notice today too, Tony, any vehicles that we have, fuel pumps will be down on Thursday, all day at the bus garage, so anybody that fuels up there from here, I'm not sure what vehicles we have that fuel up here.
So you want to fuel up before Thursday?
Yeah, your Jeeps, I guess, Ben fuels up at the bus
Yeah.
garage, if I'm not mistaken, and
All right.
whatever vehicle
And
you
the
got, so.
maintenance,
All
maintenance
right,
guys.
I'll send emails out.
All right, just wanted to
Yep.
make that.
Thank you, John. Okay. Old business. Water District 12 Wellfield Improvement Project advertisement for bids. I will make a motion to approve MHE go out for bid for Water District 12 Wellfield Improvement Project.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion?
Go ahead.
I think the motion also has to say that the bids will be opened and read at 2 o'clock on September 2nd. Yes, John?
That's correct.
So the board knows I will be including in the minutes the first 2 paragraphs explaining and describing that, where the bids can be picked up, where they will be dropped off, and how everything will work. But they can begin to pick them up on August 5th, and the opening date will be at 2 p.m. on September 2nd, 2020, at the town clerk's office. As of right now, unless something changes, there is a caveat in there. If something changes with COVID-19, that, so, this will all be included in the minutes too. It will be reflected.
Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Okay. So the motion would be to approve the advertisement for bids for the Town of Monroe Water District 12 Wellfield Improvement Project, Contract 1G-General Construction, Contract 1M Mechanical, and Contract 1E Electrical. Proposed date to go to bid on this project is August 5th, 2020. Okay? Second it, call the question?
Just want to say I do live in that water district, so I have to let people know that, and I vote aye.
Okay. Aye. Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Okay, so moved. All right. So item 10.2, we have a request to connect to the Moodna Sewer District, which is submitted by property owner Stephen Brown. You want to come up, Steve? From 62 West Monbassia Road.
Oh, this one here?
So the,
Good.
so the calculations for Moodna to come into the district, which would essentially be paying back some of the debt from 1983 through 2016, the total comes to $3,040.91. And then we estimated somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,200 to $1,500 because we want to place the property within the sewer, the Moodna district. The cost, any other cost associated with doing that, whether it's attorney's fees or engineer's fees to adjust the boundary line, would have to be borne by the property owner.
Okay, so, being that I have a current survey and description for that, I can submit that to the town, or to the
Yeah,
town engineer?
so,
that
so,
can be read in?
yeah, so what I'll do is why don't you send it to me, and then I'll forward it to MHE, and they could take care of that, and Brian Nugent's office.
Okay, that sounds
Okay?
good.
And
Yeah, those fees are great, and I'd like to really thank the board. I know Mr. Cardone was right on top of this. There was a little glitch in my approved plan, and the village had a problem with the water, and things took place very, very rapidly. I really commend the board and Mr. Cardone for all the rapid action that was taken to solve a problem that could have been something bigger than than it really needed to be. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve, I have one question. Did you have a chance to meet with Mr. O'Rourke to find out if you needed a pump or anything, or?
I will need, there will be a big expense, in fact, in the hookup for this. So I had an approved septic system,
Right,
and now I'm gonna have to still have a partial septic system. I'll still have a tank, I'll have to have a pump tank, I'll have to make a
Okay.
connection either through my neighbor's property or into the Moodna main line, which is a forced main. So it does require a pump tank. So there is
Okay.
some added expense on top of the fees to, to pay back the debt.
yeah.
But that's, part of the deal here. So we're happy to resolve the issue and take care of all that.
I'm glad you had a chance to meet with him.
Yeah, thank you.
All right?
Okay.
Oh, good.
very
Thank you very much.
Appreciate the board's time.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Next item up,
We don't have to vote on that, right? That's,
no, it's mootness. We just have to make sure he's gonna pay the town. Right? It's a separate commission, so.
yeah, no,
No, I'm asking John.
Oh.
The board, does the board have to approve his, well, I guess we probably would, even though it's a separate commission.
yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
for the ones,
Yeah, good, you
Well,
wanna make a
I
because I
motion?
sat on it for 2 years, and Mayor, you sat on it, we've never approved any hookups on it.
Yeah,
No.
so do you wanna
Yeah, I'll
make
make a
that motion?
motion that we authorize the connection to the Muda sewer system for Mr. Brown, for his address at 62 West Motivation Road, Monroe, New York.
I will second.
I just wanna amend it so that it includes the fact that he's responsible for debt fees of $3,040.91, along with any fees associated with the survey and new boundaries to place him in the district itself. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay, just resecond it and then,
You wanna
call the question.
re-second it?
I'll second it.
Okay. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Okay, so, the thermal safety system, which will screen for fever detection and temperatures. I had met with the gentleman from Thermal Safety System, Joe Betro. We came up with a different type of system. So this is a thermal screen system, which is run through the cloud. So it'll be run on the clerk's computers, both the town clerk and the court clerks. And there will be one camera with a calibration device that'll be installed in the foyer. And the cost for those are $4,750 in totality. And we would like to also place one in the senior center to make it easy for Emery Morris to take temperatures there as well. 75% of this is obviously covered through FEMA. I've already been in touch with Dave Jenkins from Millennium, who has assured me that, it's part of the COVID process and the reimbursements, and we're just hoping to get the additional 25% back, whether it's through the state or federal government. I have checked, and I've not gotten any other responses for this, and I think it's a system that would obviously benefit both the residents and the town board here. Mary Ellen and Val have used that system for the last 3
Great.
weeks, and it's
Great.
yeah, it's
Very
good.
accurate.
So I would like to make that motion that we purchase the 2 thermal safety systems from Thermal Safety Systems for, at a cost of $4,750 each. The only,
For discussion?
yeah,
Tony, is there any other related costs, like,
the only other cost, we have to provide the electric to it, and we have to run the Cat 5 wire, which the maintenance crew can do. But the electric will have to be added in, and that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,200 to $1,500, and that's included.
cloud fees, maintenance fees, none of the other
No.
stuff?
No.
Yearly fees.
There's no other built-in associated
No.
costs?
The only other thing I was waiting on was the warranty on it.
Yeah.
I had requested that, and he never got back to me, so I'll reach out to him tomorrow.
Yeah, just wondering if you're trying to,
Yeah.
a lot of times, and I know you probably looked at it, just to try to build it.
No, yeah, no, I spoke to him on it.
Yeah.
And,
Really big deal.
yeah, no. Yeah, you know, your security guys do that too.
Oh, listen,
So we only need two, even though Anne Marie in the senior center, she's gonna
So-
have one, and the other one is gonna be shared between the town clerk and the
Yeah.
town courts.
Yeah, because it's just a screening device and then the system that gets downloaded into the computers.
Okay, sounds good.
The program, not the system. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay, so moved. All right. Next item. This is the HVAC replacement at Stage Road. And I don't know why do you guys have a copy of it?
No.
No, I don't think that's not it, Mike.
Oh, yeah, this is, oh, yeah, this is the Delta.
Yeah, it's from actually last month.
Last meeting, I might
Yeah.
have it.
You have it? Because I could run back to my office and get it if you don't. So let me just give you a brief background here. So we had specs designed for the old town hall. We knew going into the lease with Etzkayam that we would have to, in the short term, replace that HVAC unit in there. So with respect to what's going on with COVID, we had it spec'd out so that the unit in there has MERV 13 filters and it has a fresh air return and is COVID compliant. So we were only able to get one quote. We reached out to 3 other HVAC companies that actually responded to it. One said they did not want to quote it, and the other one quoted it as if it was not COVID related and did not abide by the specs for the tonnage there. So right now, we only have this one quote.
In the packet from
Is that-
last week.
It's
I don't
not?
have it, no.
So basically what we're looking at is, I think the quote was somewhere in the $36,000 range to remove and replace everything over there. It's reimbursable through, I know I keep saying this, but it is reimbursable through FEMA.
Now, the entire cost, or just
The entire cost, the electric and the whole system is reimbursable through FEMA. So, that's where we're at. I mean, you know, they haven't had meetings there, and they're looking to do it, and this has been 5 weeks trying to get people to come out there. I don't wanna mention the names of I'll tell you it's in the sidebar, the names of the companies that came out and the one that wouldn't quote, but it's frustrating, because I guess people don't wanna deal with this because of the exorbitant amount of it. They replaced, last Tuesday, they replaced our filters in this building to MERV 13, so they're COVID compliant in here.
So is it our vendor that works for that does our other buildings, is that who's doing it?
He's the one that put
He's
the,
the only one that's
yeah, that put the
bid
bid in, yeah. And I know he's been doing a lot of this stuff. I don't know if people are afraid to, you know, venture off into it. I don't know, it's frustrating.
Listen, they've all been busy on
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get workplaces up and going and
Yeah, but
people I know in that business.
you would think at least they would throw a number out at you. You know, one of them said, "No, I won't quote it." So I would like to get approval. Marion, could you look up? Is it possible to look up?
That was in the last meeting?
Was in the last meeting's
Yeah.
packet.
I have the packet right here.
Yeah, it's not in mine. I have a note saying you were waiting for 2 proposals.
Let me see if I can bring it up. I don't know if it. So, wait. No, I have the specs.
There's no attachments in the,
What's that?
we have no attachments in board docs.
I know why, no, you know what? I know why I held it out last meeting, because we were still waiting on the other 2 bids, and I didn't wanna,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't wanna put it in there. Let me, yeah, let me just see.
Previous packet.
I got it. Okay, so the total amount is $36,000 to replace those units in there. So it's 2 4-ton evaporator coils, 2 4-ton condensing units at 450 volts. They'll work in 2 stages. The only other cost is actually, there's, you know, the electric or high voltage as they designated in here, and roofing. There's some roof repair that have to be done. They're gonna furnish and install the new full-line sets from furnaces to condenser, both of them. They'll install the galvanized duct and insulate as needed to relocate furnaces against exterior block wall, reroute the return duct, and add duct from the furnace room through building roof. That's for the fresh air intake. They'll furnish and install fresh air duct with motorized damper through roof for indoor air quality. They'll install ultraviolet light and duct for virus and COVID-19 protection. They'll install 2-inch MERV 13 or better filters with custom filter rack to combat the COVID-19 virus. They'll furnish and install new low voltage wiring and programmable thermostat. They'll retrofit the gas and the flue pipe to new system setup. They'll perform startup, check equipment for proper operations, and it's based on normal working hours and delivery schedules for equipment and materials.
Where would it come out of in our budget?
Well, it's probably going to have, we're probably going to have to make a budget amendment in order to do it. It's gonna have to come out of reserves, because what's happening is all these, number one, all these costs are building up, and number two, he's doing road work. We haven't gotten a dime. We haven't even gotten an inkling when we're getting the grant.
You mean the CHIPS money or?
No, not CHIPS money, the grant that we were supposed to get for a portion of that road. So we're fronting all this. I don't know if you read the audit report. I mean, you know, it's basically what's happened. What happens is everything you budget for in 1 year gets paid that 1 year, and then you might not get reimbursed for a year or 2 after that.
Right.
So everything gets, you know, out of whack a little bit. So, you know, listen, it's something that needs to be done.
I mean, you've got tenants in there, you can't leave them.
No, we can't leave them hanging.
Right, see,
Yeah.
you know, and if it's gonna be done, it's
Do
So when
they have any heating and ventilation that they're using now? It's just not working well? Is that,
They have heating, but who's gonna use heating?
right? But I said
they don't have-
ventilation too, they don't have any
They
AC
don't
at
have
all?
any HV, cooling right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's no easy fix or repair to it.
no. It's shot. That unit's like 25 years old. It's still-
Stinks being a landlord here, huh? All right, well, listen, then I think we're gonna have to
And just so you know,
bite the bullet and do this.
I mean, I spoke to Dave Jenkins with FEMA, who's handling the FEMA reimbursement, and I explained to him the problem, and his thoughts were, you'll get reimbursed even if you only have one quote. You just have to document when you called and if they quoted or not, and you know,
Emails or something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
that's where we're at.
Okay.
You wanna make a motion? I'll make a
I'll-
motion. that we,
Yeah, you wanna make a motion?
What's the vendor?
914 Heating and Cooling.
I'll make a motion that, you authorize the, installation of the HVAC system, in the amount of $36,000 by 914
For,
for the, 11th Stage Road.
okay, I'll second it. Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Again,
Okay, so moved. All right, Memorial Day,
trucks are gone. No, I'm just kidding.
Memorial Day donation requests. So we had two requests. One from the American Legion, Post 488, in the amount of $870.31. Receipts are provided. And, oh, we approved the other one last month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You, two of them, you approved two last
two
month.
last month, okay.
Yes.
So this is the, American Legion Post 488. So,
Make a motion, we approve this.
I'll second.
any other discussion? Just so everyone knows, there was $1,000 in the budget for this, so.
How much was that for, Tony?
$870.31. There are 3 invoices there,
1, 2, 3, yeah.
but they're, some of them, I believe, they had already taken care of prior to that, so
Okay.
they're just looking for the $270.31 and the other invoice, which was $500.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Again, I.
Okay. Next up, public comment.
I have nobody signed up.
No one want to speak? Nope. Okay. Any executive session content that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
So our next meeting will be 7 PM here on August 31st, 2020. I just want to make sure I'm not, oh, you know what else we have to do? We have to set the public hearing for the Chapter 23, Town of Monroe Building Construction Administration. Town of Monroe Code under Building Construction Administration. There was some, it's in your packet, there were some minor changes there. So I'll make a motion to set that for public hearing for Chapter 23 of the Town of Monroe Code, Building Construction Administration, for August 31st at 7 PM or immediately thereafter.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Okay. So moved. I think we're done. John,
Motion,
anything? No?
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Seconded by Councilman McGinn, sorry. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Again, aye.
All right, thank you very much. Everyone have a good evening.